Chapter 6, The Subconscious Mind and Guidance. In explaining the workings of the subconscious mind to our recent college class, one of the men present said that the answer to his problem came to him while he was shaving. The reason for this was that while he was shaving, he was relaxed, then the wisdom and intuition of the subconscious mind came to the surface mind. This man had been giving intense, conscious application to his problem for several days. By adhering to the following instructions, he got results. As he was about to go to sleep at night, he would say, "I am now turning this request over to my deeper mind. I know it has the answer, and I will receive it." In the first chapter we told you that the subconscious mind will awaken you at 6 in the morning, because you are thinking about 6 o'clock in the morning before you go to sleep. In the same manner the subconscious mind took up his case, having the superior wisdom, it logically deduces the perfect answer, and gave it to him. You will often note that immediately after awakening, the answer will come to you, because you are still half asleep and half awake. There is an outcropping of the wisdom of the subconscious mind at that time. When you are beset with a problem, what do? Many people will worry and fret about the problem. This makes matters worse, because the subconscious mind always magnifies what we impress upon it. Many liken the subconscious mind to a bank. You are constantly making deposits in this universal bank. Be sure you deposit seeds of peace, harmony, faith, and goodwill. These will be magnified 1,000-fold. Then prosperity and good fortune will be your harvest. How do you find yourself reacting to the problems of the day and to your environment? If you react with anger, bitterness, criticism, and resentment, you are making these deposits in the bank within you. When you need strength, faith, and confidence, you cannot draw them out, because you have not placed these qualities in your bank. Begin now to deposit joy, love, peace, and good humor. Busy your mind with these things, then the subconscious bank will give you compound interest. It will magnify exceedingly beyond your wildest dreams. When you have what you term a difficult decision to make, or when you fail to see the solution to your problem, begin at once to think constructively about it. If you are fearful and worried, you are not really thinking. Real thought consists in contemplating whatsoever things are true, just, honest, lovely, and of good report. True thinking is free from fear. The real reason why you are fearful is because you have a false concept, or you are taking a wrong view of things. Probably you believe that external things, conditions, and circumstances control you, and that they are causative. Remember, you have dominion over your environment and conditions. Here is a simple technique which you can follow. Quiet the mind, still the body, tell the body to relax. It has to obey you. It has no volition, initiative, or intelligence of itself. It is an emotional disk which records your beliefs and impressions. Immobilize your attention, focus your thought on the solution to your problem. Try and solve it with your conscious mind. Think how happy you would be about the perfect solution. If your mind wanders, bring it back gently. In this sleepy, drowsy state, say quietly and positively, "The answer is mine now. I know my subconscious mind knows the answer." Live now in the mood or feeling of the solution. Sense the feeling you would have if the perfect answer were yours now. Let your mind play with this mood in a relaxed way, then drop off to sleep. You may fall asleep sooner than you expected, but you were thinking about the answer. The time was not wasted. When you awaken, and you do not have the answer, get busy about something else. Probably when you are preoccupied with something else, the answer will come into your mind, like toast pops out of the toaster. Never think about your problem in this manner. Things are getting worse. I will never get the answer. I see no way out. It is hopeless. You are reversing the law and undoing the good work you have done. Thinking about the answer activates the intelligence of the subconscious, which knows all, sees all, and has the know-how of accomplishment. The subconscious mind has the power to create. It also obeys the orders given to it by the conscious mind. Always remember this simple truth: the conscious mind has the power of choice, the subconscious does what it is told to do. The latter accepts your beliefs and convictions and brings them into your experience. It is an infinite, creative power. Some time ago, I received a clipping from a magazine describing how Dr. Banting solved his problem of diabetes. He had made a profound study of the disease. One night he was awakened in the early hours of the morning with the answer to extract the substance from the degenerated, pancreatic duct of dogs. This was the origin of insulin, which has helped millions of people. It does not follow that you will always get an answer overnight. The answer may not come for weeks or months. Do not be discouraged. Keep on turning it over every night to the subconscious mind prior to sleep, as if you had never done it before. One of the reasons for the delay may be that you look upon it as a major problem. You may believe it will take a long time to solve it. The subconscious mind is timeless and spaceless. Go to sleep believing you have the answer now and that the solution is yours now. Do not postulate the answer in the future. Have an abiding faith in the outcome. Become convinced now, as you read this book, that there is an answer and a perfect solution for you. Here is a very simple technique used from time immemorial to get an answer from the subconscious mind. Calmly think over what you want, such as the answer, the harmonious solution, or the right decision. The best time to turn over a request is just before going to sleep. Relax the body, still the wheels of your mind, suggest sleep to yourself. You will begin to feel sleepy, but you are still consciously aware and capable of directing your attention. For example, you can hear a baby cry next door, or you can hear someone walking around the house. You are in a state akin to sleep, between the waking and sleeping state. The Nancy School of Therapeutics calls this state the reverie. In this drowsy, meditative state you induce the subconscious mind to take over your problem or request. This passing over to the subconscious mind is best accomplished through the above process. You infer no opponent, you use no willpower. You imagine the end, the solution, and the freedom state. Do this with complete naivete and simplicity. Have a simple, childlike, miracle-making faith. Picture yourself without the problem. Cut out all the red tape from the process. The simple way is the best. This is an illustration. I lost a valuable ring. It was an heirloom. I looked everywhere for it and could not locate it. I decided to practice what I preach. At night I talked to the subconscious in the same manner that I would talk to anyone. I said to it prior to dropping off to sleep, "You know all things, you know where that ring is, and you now reveal to me where it is." In the morning I awoke suddenly with the words ringing in my ear, "Ask Robert." I thought it very strange that I should ask Robert. However, I followed the inner voice of intuition. Robert said, "Oh, yes, I picked it up on the sidewalk in front of the house. It is in my drawer." It did not seem very valuable, so I did not say anything about it. The subconscious mind will always answer you if you trust it. A young man in our recent class had this experience. His father passed on to the next dimension, and apparently left no will. However, this man's sister told him that their father had confided to her that a will had been executed which was fair to all. All attempts to locate the will had failed. During the closed class on the miracles of the subconscious mind, this young man put into practice what he heard. As he went to sleep, he said, "I now turn this request over to the subconscious mind. It knows just where that will is, it reveals it to me." Then he condensed his request down to one word, "answer," repeating it over and over again as a lullaby. He lulled himself to sleep with the word, "answer." This student had a dream that night, a very vivid, realistic dream, wherein he saw the name of a certain bank in Los Angeles and its address. He went there, found a safe deposit vault registered in the name of his father which solved all of his problems. Your thought as you go to sleep arouses the powerful latency which is within you. For example, let us suppose you are wondering whether to sell your home, buy a certain stock, sever partnership, move to New York or stay in Los Angeles, dissolve the present contract or take a new one. Do this, sit quietly in your armchair or at the desk in your office. Remember that there is a universal law of action and reaction. The action is your thought. The reaction is the response from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is reactive and reflexive. This is its nature. It rebounds, rewards, repays. It is the law of correspondence. It responds by corresponding. As you contemplate right action, you will automatically experience a reaction or response in yourself. You have now used the infinite intelligence resident in the subconscious mind to the point where it begins to use you. From then on, your course of action is directed and controlled by the subjective wisdom within you, which is all-wise and omnipotent. Your decision will be right, there will only be right action, because you are under a subjective compulsion to do the right thing. I use the word compulsion, because the law of the subconscious is compulsive. Our subconscious convictions and beliefs dictate and control all our conscious actions. The secret of guidance or right action is to mentally devote yourself to the right answer, until you find its response in you. The response is a feeling, an inner awareness, an overpowering hunch whereby you know that you know. You have used the power to the point where it begins to use you. You cannot possibly fail or make one false step while operating under the direction of the subjective wisdom within you. Think of a garden, then you will understand the twofold aspect of mind, and the subjective law by which it operates. The conscious mind plants the seed in the soil. It decides what kind of seed shall be planted. As you know, the soil will grow whatever is planted, whether it is grapes or thorns. Similarly, look upon the subconscious mind as the soil. It contains all the elements necessary and essential for growth. Again, let us realize it is the nature of the soil to bring forth, but as you know, it is not the slightest bit interested in what it brings forth. It does not care whether it brings forth a pear tree or an apple tree. All the laws of nature would be violated should the soil refuse to produce or grow poisonous plants. Exactly the same thing is true of the subconscious mind. It is a doer, it never questions or talks back to you. It accepts what you deposit in it and produces it in your experience whether it is good or bad. Learn to use your subconscious mind constructively, wisely, and judiciously. I want to stress this important fact: you will always receive guidance in respect to the subject in which you think about the most. The subconscious mind is impersonal and no respecter of persons. If, by illustration, you begin to think about how you can set fire to a certain building without being detected, ideas and thoughts will come to you for the evil and destructive uses of fire. The universal energy or power in and of itself is perfectly harmless, however, you can use it for constructive or destructive purposes. Let us take the atomic energy about which we read so much. It is perfectly harmless. You know very well it is in the mind of man that the danger of atomic energy lies. He can use the atomic energy to warm or light a house or destroy thousands of people. You receive guidance in accordance with what you habitually think about. If you think and dwell upon fears, troubles, and failure, you will be guided in the wrong direction, and more chaos and confusion will be experienced by you. Take this great thought, and dwell upon it: there is nothing to fear in all of the universe. You have the power of control through the wise use of your subconscious mind. Sit down quietly now and think of a beautiful lake on top of a mountain. It is a still, quiet night. On the surface of the quiet, placid lake you see mirrored the stars, the moon, and perhaps the trees nearby. If the lake is disturbed, you will not see the stars or the moon. Similarly, quiet your mind, relax, and let go. Think of peace and stillness, then over the mirrored waters of your mind will move the answer to your question.